Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to another day on the channel. Thanks for stopping by, it's much appreciated. Uh, my name is Lucas Burton, and I'm a personal development coach and was working as a mental health and addictions therapist for about 21 years and made the transition over. Uh, Started this channel just to see what I could do or what I could provide. Some information on some of the things I work with and what I've done over the years to help clients and myself. Most of the stuff is stuff I've done myself. Um, so hopefully it will be helpful and bring you some sort of clarity, maybe. Not that I'm a guru or anything like that. I'm not saying that. Anyhow, just started doing this social media kind of stuff, as you can probably see from maybe the quality of the videos and stuff. So I'm learning as we learn, and hopefully, and I know they'll get better over time. One of the things I've noticed over the years with myself and with clients I've worked with in the past and the current is staying in your own head, you know? And what I mean by that is that we love to tell ourselves we know, like we can imagine what other people are thinking, right? We know what they're thinking either about us or about what they're doing. I know they're doing something, right? And I chuckle because it seems silly, but we all do it. We'll all tell ourselves that, well, this happened because they did this, this, and this. And one of the things is, we need to work on sticking with what we know, like the facts of a situation, not what we assume we know, what we heard we know, but what we actually know. And so, why I suggest that is that we can be in a relationship. So, I remember I was in a relationship and I would think, oh, I know that she's doing that. I know that. And then you get all worked up in your mind about all this stuff you created in your head. And then you find out none of it's true. Not a single thing. And then you realize just how much energy you've wasted about things you don't know and things that you make yourself believe. You make yourself believe that it's true with how powerful your thinking is. It's like you will bring that right to the forefront. Some people will call it, the power of suggestion. And the power of suggestion is great. However, when it has that negative flavor to it, it can cause a lot of problems for yourself. And so the challenge becomes sticking with the facts, what you actually know. And some people have a really hard time with it because their underlying anxiety or they worry a lot about actually asking somebody, hey, is this true? Because what is the harm in that? The worst thing they're going to say is maybe yes. Or it could be like, hey, I think you like me. Do you like me? And it's yes, and then we're all happy, right? So those are your options. Either you're going to get a yes or a no. Sometimes you'll get, why do you think that way? Why do you think that way about me? Why are you doing that? Why would you think that we would do that to you? I mean, because it can happen in the work environment too, right? We convince ourselves that people are out to get us when we don't actually know what's going on. Right? So you have to ask. Right? And the great thing about asking, and what we love to do, and not all of us, but some of us will ask, we'll get the answer, be like, oh, I don't believe you. So even though they might have told you, right? It's not that if they tell you that it's the truth, it's like you've asked, and that's the fact. That's what they've given you, right? And that's what to go with. You can decipher things as you go, but the more we stick in our own head, the less that we're in other people's heads, right? Because we don't know what they're thinking. And the saying is like, what people think of you really is none of your business, right? Because what can you do about it? Like when you break it down, what can you do about what someone else is thinking, possibly about you or a situation? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can hear what they have to say, but you can't make them change their mind. You may be able to bring discussion if they're open to that. But the reality is having that discussion with you, like stick to your own, what you know. Because the more you stick with what you know, then you're actually on a level playing field. You're actually moving along. And if we all know this, if people are not telling the truth or they're construing things, it always comes out. Right? I mean, I'm sure there's times in my life where I've thought things and it's like people say, "Hey, Luke, is that how you feel?" "Oh, no, 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 no." And then later on, I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I felt." "Well, I asked you." "Well, I didn't tell you the truth." Right? It will come out. And the importance of sticking in what you know, sticking to the facts, is that it's that part we talk about, being in control of your mind. So rather than your mind being in control of you, right? Going all over the place. I know this, I know that. And think about how many times you do that on a daily basis. Like you tell yourself, I'm no good at something. Well, is that a fact? You might not be the best at something, but are you like no good, horrible at it? Maybe that is a fact. And if it is a fact, then you stick with that. And then either you decide to give that up or you work harder on getting better. Right? What it does though is it frees up a lot of emotional energy and a lot of thinking energy, right? If your mind is thinking 60,000, 80,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are repetitive thoughts. So if you stick to thinking about what you know, right, about a situation, then those thoughts slowly calm down, right? The anxiety slowly decreases. But it won't happen right away because, we're great, animals of loving to sit there and think all the worst possible thoughts going on, because it must be true. It must be true. I thought it, so it must be true. And that simply just isn't true. There's lots of things and scenarios that we'll make up in our minds that are so far from the truth. And then when you actually find out the truth, you're like, wow, imagine if you stick with your own thought process, like what you know about a situation. Imagine how much free energy that's going to give you. You're going to be able to feel a little better, a little lighter. It won't work all of the time, but you have to work it. You actually have to work at staying in your own head about what you know, the facts of a situation. And you typically find out the facts when you ask questions. And one of the facts could be, they're lying to you, or they're misconstruing the truth, or it's not accurate with what you're saying. But isn't that better to know it that way than to just say, well, they're lying. I know they're out to get me, right? So sticking to the facts. The challenge comes sometimes is that maybe, and I know this is true for me, there's been times it's hard to accept the facts of a situation. It's hard to know maybe someone doesn't care about you anymore, or maybe someone at work isn't really happy with your performance. But at least you have a place to start, an accurate place to start, how you can work on that and how you can work on yourself. Right? That'll free you up a bit. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It's the long weekend here in Canada. It's Thanksgiving weekend. So if you celebrate that holiday, I wish you all the best. Have a great Thanksgiving. And if you don't, have a great long weekend. Hopefully you do have a long weekend, but maybe you're working through it. And if you're doing that, keep crushing it. And hopefully we'll see you here again. Please like and subscribe if you so choose. I hope you choose. That would be great. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.